Hey, what's up, Stock Tankers? This is Ryan with Stock Tank Pools, and this is step 2 of the Stock Tank Pools Ultimate Guide to building your own stock tank pool oasis. And in this video, we're going to show you how to actually install the filter pump. You can see I've got one right here, and another one's about to go in right here. There we go. Anyway, stay tuned. I'm going to show you all the parts, the installation tips, and how you can do it simply and easily. Stay tuned. Okay, so first off, let's go over the parts that you're gonna need to do this installation. Number one, you're gonna need the filter pump right here, the Intex filter pump. This is a 1,500 gallon per minute. It's got the integrated filter and pump into it, so it's super handy, does a great job, and it's got a timer built into it, so you can run it for a certain amount of time per day. Link is in the description below. And also be sure to check out the unboxing video that I did as well. Next piece you're gonna need is this hole saw. And this is, in particular, you wanna make sure you get a 2 3/4 inch. Do not buy a 2.5 inch because it will not fit, okay? You wanna go a little bit bigger than the outside diameter of those hoses. They're actually about 2.5 inches on the outside, but you wanna give yourself a little space, so buy the 2 3/4 inch. Now this one has what's called an arbor. You see that little drill bit on the end? That drills a little initial hole, a pilot hole, and makes it much steadier, much easier and smoother to drill the hole. And that just simply attaches to your drill. This goes into a normal drill bit. Tighten it up like that. And when you're using it, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're going really fast. You don't wanna go slow, you wanna go fast. Okay, next part you're gonna need is this Bestway. It's an inlet and valve combo. So there's actually 2 pieces here. This is also in the description, and this is a nice alternative to the one that's made by Intex, made by a different company. It's a slightly different color gray, and it works really well. Anyway, it's got a collar here, screws on. It's got a gasket as well, so it'll seal well against the tub, and just screws on like that. And then it also comes with the valve right here, which is handy. So when you go to change the filter, you don't end up with a bunch of water in your lap, like I discovered. So that's really helpful when you're, if you're changing the filter, pulling the hoses off to clean it or whatever, just to be able to quickly open and close that valve so you don't drain the pool out into your lap. That's number 2. And then, sorry, last one. Or you're gonna need actually a couple, or probably one more, but they come in 2 packs. This is another valve, and this is one that Intex sells here. So it came in a 2-pack that I bought, but I'm only gonna need one, so I'm just gonna throw one out. So that's it for the parts you're gonna need: the filter pump, drill bit, the Bestway, and this additional valve. All right, so let's show you how to actually install the fittings now. So here you can see I'm drilling a hole into the side of the tank. This is the first hole where the outlet is going to go, and you can see I've placed it about in the middle between the 2 ribs, and I've done this intentionally so the inlet does not hit either of those ribs right there. Just make sure you're going nice and fast on the drill bit, and that will make sure you get a good hole. So next, you simply just install the fitting that came with the Intex pump. And in this case, I did not use any caulk because I was able to place the fitting between the 2 ribs there. But make sure you put the rubber gasket on the inside of the tank, and then just tighten it down really tight, as hard as you can with your hands. Okay, and now for the next hole. This is going to be the inlet side, where I'm going to use the Bestway, the darker gray inlet and valve combo. Again, just want to make sure you're going nice and fast with the drill bit, and that'll make sure you get a good clean hole. And as you can see, I'm kind of pulling it out, kind of checking it, making sure the hole is even. And here on the inside, you can actually see how it turns out. So you just have to kind of go trial and error here. But you should end up with a nice clean hole with no burrs or anything on the metal. Next, I'm going to install the Bestway inlet here. Again, make sure the rubber gasket is on the inside of the pool.
Now you can see I'm just putting this in with no caulk, and I've done this because I'm able to get it seated between where the rib is and the bottom of the pool. So it's actually, there's no gap or anything. So it makes a really tight fit for no leaks, which is pretty nice. So next, we're simply just going to install the valves that came with each piece here. And really, once you've already done all the drilling the holes, this part's just really easy. It's just pretty much assembling Legos together. Just make sure that you tighten down the fittings as much as you can with your hands. I wouldn't use any tools because this is plastic and you could actually break or damage something. So just use your hands to hand tighten it, make sure everything feels fit and works right, and you should be good to go.
Okay, and while I'm filling it up, I'm just going to do a quick spray test here on the outlet to make sure I'm not getting any leaks. You won't really be able to tell until you fill it up. I'm not seeing anything so far, so it's a good sign. Try the other one. Either, so that's good. I think we're in good shape. Okay, I want to say something real quick about the placement of the inlet and outlet. You can see inlet, this goes into the pump, gets the dirty water. I put this on the bottom, and I put the outlet up a little bit higher there. And I didn't put it on the top. You'll see some people put it on the top. I didn't put it up there because there's actually not quite enough room for the outlet, so it'll actually touch those little ribs right there. So I didn't want to do that because I feel like that could affect the seal that it makes against there. So I put it in the bottom, so it's going to be drawing the coldest water off the bottom and then spitting it out up a little bit higher. So that hopefully should help with mixing and getting rid of the stratification when we turn this into a hot tub a little bit later. Stay tuned for that. All right, so that pretty much does it. The pump is ready to go. Now we're just gonna fill the pool and do one last final leak test to make sure that those seals are gonna hold. I've seen other people use silicone. I'm not entirely sure that's needed because these are pretty good rubber gaskets and I tightened them down pretty good. So I'm gonna give it a try without them and let you know how that works out. Let's watch it fill up. Well, it's now the next morning, and as you can see, the pool passed the leak test with flying colors. There are no leaks anywhere on either of the connections there. They look pretty tight, but I'm going to go ahead and screw them down real tight one more time just to give them one final seal, make sure they're good to go. I found one problem though. The June bugs hatched last night. Okay, so the good news is that we passed the leak test, and again, I didn't use any silicone or any extra sealant on those connections. But if you do have a different style pool, I've seen some where they have vertical ribs like this, then you're not going to get a real good tight connection. This one, so in that case, you're definitely going to need some silicone sealant like this. And you want to make sure you get the kind that says 100% silicone, and make sure you let it dry, let it cure overnight. Give it a full 24 hours would be best before you put water in it to make sure it gets a good tight seal. All right, so that does it. That's how you can easily install a filter pump on your stock tank pool. It's pretty simple. Probably allow an hour and a half to 2 hours to do it. You can do it in an afternoon pretty easily. And again, this is step 2 of our ultimate stock tank pool DIY setup guide. So be sure to go check the rest of that out, where I'll show you where to get things like this, the skimmer, as well as this. This is for chlorine. I do want to touch on safety real quick. Drowning is the leading cause of unintentional death in kids 1 to 4, so be very, 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 very careful. If you have kids ever in, around, or near a stock tank pool, never let them around a pool unsupervised. Make sure you install a pool safety fence on all 4 sides so it can't be accessed by kids. Install a door chime on any doors that lead to the stock tank pool area as well. And then lastly, consider installing a pool motion alarm so if somebody does get in the pool, you'll know about it. And lastly, if you like this video, can you go ahead and hit the thumbs up, like button down there. And if you want to see other videos, hit the subscribe button as well. So that's it. Go ahead and install it, do it. It's really easy and you're going to enjoy it. It's going to pay off all summer long. You won't regret it.